Welcome back to Book Summaries channel. If you've ever felt like the financial world is a rigged game that you just can't win, today's video is your ultimate playbook for change. We are breaking down Money, Master the Game by Tony Robbins, where he distills the wisdom of 50 of the world's greatest financial minds into 7 simple steps to financial freedom. Tony Robbins introduces the core philosophy that money is a tool rather than the ultimate goal of life. He explains that while many people find the financial world intimidating, it is a game that can be won if you understand the rules. The primary shift required is moving from being a consumer in the economy to becoming an owner through investing. Robbins highlights that financial freedom is about having your money work for you so that you no longer have to work for money. He sets the stage by revealing that he interviewed the world's most successful investors, like Ray Dalio and Warren Buffett, to find common strategies. The chapter emphasizes that regardless of your current income, you must start by making the most important financial decision of your life. This decision is to become an investor by setting aside a percentage of your income for your freedom fund. This is essentially an internal tax that pays you first. By automating this process, you harness the power of compound interest to build wealth over time. Robbins encourages readers that no matter where they are starting, the journey to financial mastery is possible with the right mindset and tools. In this section, Robbins exposes the rigged nature of the financial industry and the common traps that drain the wealth of average investors. He identifies 9 financial myths that keep most people from succeeding, such as the idea that you need to take big risks to get big rewards. One of the most significant revelations is the impact of hidden fees in mutual funds, which can eat up to 60% of an investor's potential returns over time. Robbins clarifies the difference between a broker, who is often a salesperson, and a fiduciary, who is legally required to put your interests first. Understanding the power of compound interest is vital, but understanding the power of negative compounding via fees is even more critical. He teaches readers how to look for no-load funds and low-cost index funds to keep more of their earnings. The chapter also debunks the myth that you can consistently beat the market through active trading. Instead, he advocates for a passive approach that follows the overall market growth. By pulling back the curtain on the industry, Robbins empowers you to protect your assets from unnecessary losses. This chapter is about shifting from being an uninformed participant to an educated insider who keeps their costs low. This chapter is about turning vague dreams into concrete, mathematical goals to make financial freedom feel achievable. Robbins introduces 5 different levels of financial goals: financial security, vitality, independence, freedom, and absolute freedom. Financial security means having enough passive income to cover basic costs like housing, food, utilities, and transportation. Financial independence is the level where you have enough to cover your current lifestyle indefinitely without working. By calculating the exact dollar amount needed for each stage, the dream becomes a reachable target rather than an impossible wish. Robbins explains that most people actually need much less than they think to be happy and free. He provides strategies to speed up the process, such as saving more, earning more, or finding ways to get better returns. He also discusses the importance of reducing taxes, as taxes are often the single biggest expense in any investor's life. By using tax-advantaged accounts, you can significantly shorten the time it takes to reach your goals. This chapter focuses on creating a personal blueprint that provides clarity and motivation for the long term. Once the numbers are on paper, the fear begins to dissolve and action takes its place. Robbins identifies asset allocation as the most important decision any investor will ever make, as it determines over 90% of your investment returns. Asset allocation is the process of dividing your money among different categories like stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities. He introduces the concept of dividing your money into 3 buckets: the security bucket, the risk security/growth bucket, and the dream bucket. The security bucket contains low-risk investments that provide peace of mind and stable, though lower, returns. The risk/growth bucket contains higher potential investments like equities that can grow your wealth but come with volatility. The dream bucket is where you put your wins from the growth bucket to enjoy the fruits of your labor today. Robbins emphasizes that you must never put all your eggs in one basket, regardless of how good a single investment looks. Diversification is the only free lunch in the world of investing. He also explains the importance of rebalancing your portfolio to ensure your asset allocation stays on track over time. This chapter teaches you how to design a portfolio that can weather any economic storm. It's about building a structure that protects you from your own emotions and market cycles. This chapter reveals the all-weather portfolio strategy shared by Ray Dalio, the founder of the world's largest hedge fund. The goal is to create an investment mix that can perform well during any economic season: inflation, deflation, rising growth, or falling growth. Dalio explains that most people are overexposed to stocks, which are highly volatile and perform poorly in many economic conditions. The all-weather strategy uses a specific mix of stocks, long-term bonds, intermediate bonds, gold, and commodities to minimize losses while capturing gains. Robbins shows that this portfolio has historically provided strong returns with significantly less volatility than the S&P 500. He also discusses the importance of creating a lifetime income plan through tools like annuities that guarantee you will never outlive your money. This shift from accumulating assets to guaranteeing income is a hallmark of the ultra-wealthy. Robbins stresses that the ultimate risk is not losing money, but running out of money in your later years. By utilizing these institutional-grade strategies, everyday investors can achieve high levels of security. This section is essentially the technical heart of the book's investment advice. It provides the specific how-to for structuring your portfolio for long-term survival and prosperity. In this section, Tony Robbins summarizes the key lessons learned from his interviews with 50 of the world's most successful financial minds. He highlights common traits among these billionaires, such as their obsession with not losing money rather than just making it. These masters of the game are focused on asymmetric risk and reward, looking for opportunities where the potential upside is much greater than the downside. For example, some look for 5-to-1 returns, where they only risk $1 to potentially make 5. They are also masters of tax efficiency, knowing that it's not what you earn, but what you keep that counts. Robbins shares insights from people like Paul Tudor Jones, Mary Callahan Erdos, and Jack Bogle. A common theme is that they all have a system and they stick to it with discipline, avoiding emotional reactions to market news. They also constantly learn and adapt, yet they keep their core investment philosophies simple. Robbins encourages the reader to model these successful individuals rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. Modeling the best in the world is the fastest way to achieve similar results. This chapter serves as a masterclass in the mindset and habits of the financial elite. The final chapter brings the focus back to the true meaning of wealth and the psychology of fulfillment. Robbins reminds us that money is just a means to an end, and true wealth is found in gratitude, growth, and contribution. He explains that if you have a lot of money but no joy, you are still poor. He encourages readers to live a life of meaning by giving back, citing his own work with Feeding America. Robbins believes that the secret to living is giving, and that sharing your wealth, at any level, creates a sense of abundance that money alone cannot buy. He urges the reader to take immediate action on the steps outlined in the book, emphasizing that knowledge is not power, execution is power. The book concludes with a call to live life fully and to use your financial freedom to make a positive impact on the world. He reiterates that you now have the tools, the plan, and the psychological edge to master the game of money. The final message is one of hope and empowerment. urging you to step into your new financial future today. Mastery is a lifelong journey, but the first step is the most critical one. You are now equipped to be the master of your money rather than its slave.